Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Never Give Up. This is Violet, and we are in the 2023. It's unbelievable, but it's just that. And so we are here today to discuss and talk about the body. But before doing that, hope you have a good holiday breaks, and I had an interesting break. I found myself thinking about my who I want to be in this year, and probably the next days of my life, next time of my life. I find myself thinking about a lot of who I wanted to be, especially talking about my. I'm going to reveal what I thought will be the most important things for me in this year. And I'm gonna start a very interesting program, and which is when different people will be involved, different professionals will be involved in my life from right now, and starting next week with the first important date I got with. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna talk about this in the next episode because it's something I'm very afraid and frightened to talk. So I'm not ready, but I promise I will do that. And very soon as I am gonna start to do that and experience that, because it's something very special and something so new for me. And I had to wait to talk about, because I don't even fucking know what I'm going to do. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how it would be for me, if it would be work or it will not. So but let's just get into it, and let's talk about the topic I chose for today. So starting from the last book I read during these holidays, it's a book I bought and I kept in my house closed, on the tiny little table I got in my living room, and it's My Body, which is written by Emily Ratajkowski. I was so curious to read about it, but I never find. I never had the right time to do that. So it's also written is the original version, and so it's written in English or American, because she's American girl. And she if you don't know, but I probably guess that everybody who are listening to this podcast probably knows who is Emily Ratajkowski, because she's one of the most famous models in the world. And she became famous. She found herself in the fashion world. Probably when she was 14, she started modeling, and then she became really famous thanks to the music video she shoot for Robin Thicke song Blur Lines, which I can see that it's a song I've been listening to it very multiple times in my life. But now that I know what I figure out reading this book and reading her experience toward that video and that shooting around the video. I don't think the same, as I don't appreciate it so anymore, because we can guess from what Emily had the brave to talk about it, but she wrote down her experience, her awful or sad experience of like sexual assault. And let me say and let me tell you that in every chapter we read about the book, Emily finds herself involved in like a weird situation, even if it could be like sexual assault, like probably when she was so young, and by her ex-boyfriend during high school, and came from also when she grew up and she had a puberty develop very soon, and a very when she said that she developed a breast developed, she wasn't physically probably a woman at the age of 14, but not totally woman. So, and she was so beautiful, and she got this beautiful hottie body that everybody knows, and thanks to probably that video, but thanks to her beautiness and her amazing hot body. So now the whole world knows who is Emily Ratajkowski. And if you I suggest you to read this book, because it's written from her fragile side, from her fragile part of Emily, because she it's like that she wanted to in every kind of situation she find herself involved in like photo book or shooting for like important and famous photograph directors, or I don't know, magazines or video clip, like for example Blur Line. But she finds herself always involved and in a sexual assault, because she had this hot body, and men who was working with her always try to assault her. But not also directors or photographers or I don't know, people that were that she find in her agencies and that gave her a lot of works, but also by her friends, or maybe her girlfriend's friend. But she was she got this like I don't know how to explain, but the fact that she had got this beautiful body make her like victim of probably obsession of men about hot body and sexy body. But so with this book we can see how Emily tried to think about all those awful episodes she got, or the sad episodes she's got in her life, being a supermodel. And she is not gonna tell you, and she's not gonna tell us or to the world or to the other girls or to the other models in the world that you don't have to objectify your body or commodify your body. But she's gonna tell that if you want to do this work, if you want to work in a world, in the fashion industry, in fashion models and fashion, with fashion like in general, and you have to know that you have to face, you have to deal with all these kind of things that she wrote in the book, and you have to face with, I don't know, but maybe mean men. You have to face with men that probably will abuse of your beauty, of your sexiness, and yeah. So you have to be careful. But what made me disappointed about the fact that Emily, I don't know, but when I was reading the book, I was about to send virtual hug to Emily, like every I don't know, quote I read, because a lot of bad things happened to her. A lot of bad things, especially from Robin Thicke, when she was a little bit drunk in the set of the video Blur Lines, and he touched her breast like quickly, but it did this. So she was so embarrassed, and I imagine the weird situation that was spread from that event in set during the shooting of the video, and for a moment the music stopped and all the stuff stopped working, and because they were so embarrassed, but then they kept shooting. So Emily kept this secret for herself, not telling anyone what happened during that day, until she decided to open his mouth, and thank God she did. So now we are aware of what could happen if you work in a world like where in a world like the world where she has been working since she was a baby. And in the book she mentioned a lot of similar episodes, very, very unpleasant episodes she got to face. Like, for example, when I don't know, but I imagine myself if I will be a friend of Emily, probably, and if I were close to Emily during that time and that days, I would like to help her. Like, for example, I would like to be with herself, maybe during the photograph shooting, because men could be very bad and unpleasant and very, I don't know, but very, danger. It could be the right word to identify them and to call them, because they are danger, especially if the girl you have to deal with and the model is very young and she was so underprotected, because I don't know why her parents weren't at the shoot. Like, for example, on the set, she probably because of the fact that she moved away from the house of her parents very soon, and she was very young, so she didn't want to be helped by anyone. But if I could be one of her friends, I will be, yes, probably I have been close to her. I probably will be with her, or probably waited her out of the build where she got to work, but I won't let be Emily alone during that works, because another things that happened, for example, was the fact that thanks to her sexiness, especially one photographer took of her a lot of sexy and erotic photos, and then after years she collected these Polaroids, sort of erotic Polaroids and erotic shots he got from Emily, with her body completely naked, and she sold a book with all of their photos. And Emily didn't know anything about this book until someone talking about her career pointed out that she got also a book coming out, and she asked, "What? I don't have any book are going to be out of me. What the fuck are you talking about?" And in that moment she realized that someone had stolen her photo, her shoots, her erotic and naked pictures, and kept them in a book, in a photo book, and sold them. And probably there were other 2 or 3 books, this photographer, and she wasn't able to do nothing. And she was freaking out, and it's just be very, I don't know, we are very sad to deal with. So I'm so sorry, Emily, for what you, and probably it's something that happens so usual and so frequently in this world, and I'm so sad to hear that, because in my life I always wanted to be, I don't know if I want to be a model, but I always wanted to try to explore that world. I remember me as I was talking to some like photographers and a lot of agencies in Milan, but I always ended thinking that I was not ready to deal with that world. And thank God I didn't want to accept any kind of offer they gave me to talking about in working like a model, because when I was young, probably 10 years ago, and my mom probably and my dad and my sister, I never talk about this, but something similar happened to me like Emily. But I was so, I don't know how I found the brave, but when they asked me to like take off my laundry, to take off my bra and my slip, I quit, and I told them I don't want to. It's not something that I want to anymore. Sorry, bye. And I left immediately the set, and I was so scary. But I didn't. I wasn't understanding what was happening. I imagined what would happen if I will stay there, but thank God, as I was telling you, that didn't happen. That never happened. And so I'm also kind of I don't know, but I can be angry. No, angry is not the right word, but I'm so disappointed of all the models that in the end decided to approve that, they find themselves naked in front of people who are shooting for them. I mean, if I feel something that is related to like be in bras and sleep in your underwears, it's okay, it's perfect, because you know that the photo shoot you're going to take is something related to that. But if it's not, you have to immediately leave the set. You have to immediately come back home, and you have to immediately take yourself and your ass out of there, and yeah, you have to protect you. But talking about Emily, she always said that she wanted to be, she wanted to be accepted. And if she came in a set and the photographer told her, it's not enough, this is not enough, you can, and she respond, oh no, yeah, I'm able, I'm so into it, so let's get do it. And so she started taking off her dresses and her slip and her bras, and she found herself naked. And then the photographer started taking a shoot of her and her naked body. And at the same time, probably she was so proud of herself doing that, because she felt that she was able, like all the models, all the other girls. But is in her mind, what made me sorry for her is the fact that she always wanted to be the most beautiful girl, the most beautiful model. She wanted to be a top model, the top of the top models. I don't know if it's could make sense, but yeah, what I felt was that. And so she found herself involved in something that was really bigger, something bigger than her. But that was what made her satisfied of herself, satisfied of her job. And so yeah, but it's very dangerous for young girl, and I'm so sorry for what happened in this world. Speaking about models, and also let's talk about the fact that when a model could be judged by her thin body or too thin body or too fat body, and thinking of the fact that the model could change her routines, change her, I don't know, but her life, and because she wanted to be like they want to girls be and models be on the show, on the photo shoot. It's very dangerous for the mental health of that people. It's very dangerous for mental health of all the girls, and probably also boys now that are in the model industries. But yeah, it's something, it's been always something very delicate to deal with and to talk about. Because if you judge a body, it's like that you are, I don't know, but you are doing something very bad. You are killing that body in the specific moment. You are killing that body, but also not the body, the physical body, but also the soul inside that body. Because if you are judging the body inside, you don't know what the person is going to face through, and you have to be careful, because people are always struggling something in their life. You don't have to judge them. It's very dangerous, but I don't want to talk about that in my episode today. I want to talk about the body and how also, for example, I read this book of Emily, and I think about a lot of my body. And before I'm going to talk about my body and the same exactly feeling I got similar to Emily, is something that is very I don't know, it's something very special for me to deal with. But I found out, I'm so released that someone is facing the same thing I'm facing, and it's like dissociation from my body. So, for example, Emily was talking about the all throwing thanks to all her experience that she faces in the book, and I'm so sorry for her and for what happened to her. Really, I'm so sorry. It's very bad things. I wanted to talk about that. She's like there are, for example, moments in her life when she got dissociated. She dissociated from her body, and there are moments, for example, when she has sex, that she has to look at her body in a mirror, because she wanted to feel her body, because she always got dissociated from her body because of the fact that she is feeling right now that she is 31 years old, same age as me. We are peers, Emily, and I'm so close to you, and I feel you. But she probably, for all the things she passed through, she wanted to dissociate it from her body, because she found out that the body was the problem. This kind of haughty body, this kind of sexy body, too hot body, and that all the girls in the world probably won't have to and dream about. But because she's very beautiful, I know she's very hot, she's very sexy. But and although, Emily, you say that you want to be and to have a smaller nose or longer legs, no. You are perfect exactly in the way that you are. You don't have to, you probably don't have to change those things of you. But if it's something that makes you happier, why not? People are free to do that. There are people that solve a lot of problems, and mental issues. For example, doing like boob surgery, like rhinoplastic, or I don't know. But if you want to, feel free to do that. But it's something, I know it's something very strong to deal with. So yeah, but you're so beautiful, Emily. Let me tell you that. And yeah, going back to dissociation is something that happened also to me, because sometimes I have to face through a lot of like surgical events, surgical operations in my life. Got a lot of scars in my body. Some of them are like better than others. Others are very worse, but I'm gonna working on them. But there are some, for example, my belly, and there are a lot of scars, and they are also quite recent, because I got my last surgery in 2020, like just before COVID began. And so they are very, I don't know, but yeah, they are hard, they are swollen, they are like, I don't know. So all the scars makes me unable to touch my belly, to watch my belly. I rejected watching my belly because it's something I don't think it's mine anymore. I don't know if you you can understand this, but it's something very special for me, something very important for me to deal with and to talk about. Hope you understand. So I feel the same thing. I don't know how to do with that. Probably, like Emily suggests, I have to look at the mirror, myself, my figure, and I have to accept what happened to my body, but I don't know how to deal with that. And I hate that people, like for example, I hate that men touch me in my belly, like for the moment, because it's not that I don't always want to happen, but since 2020, I got this problem, and it's something very hard to deal with that. And let me tell you that it's something, if you don't have any kind of surgeries in your life, like I did, so young, and so, it's very hard. It's very hard. So another thing I wanted to talk about is that Emily was only child. I don't know if Emily, it's something that it's in my mind since I read the book, but why did you feel so competitive with your mother? Yeah, I understand that. I understood that your mother was very beautiful and she felt a lot of shamed episodes in her life and situation, and she got to deal with a shame in her life. And probably it's because you were the only child in the family, but you didn't have to be competitive with your mother. So because you are another person, and all the persons are different from everyone, and you got different details, you are different abilities, virtues, and you have to explore yourself in order to know who you are and not be in competition, or you have to compare with anybody. But it's something I understood reading the book that is being present for always in your life. That you got to be competitive with your roommates, your girlfriends, your friends, all the models you dealing with during your career. But yeah, it's something very hard to face with it. But why? Why happen? Why this happened to you? Why just not look at you and recognize that you are a beautiful girl? You are so, I don't know, you got a very special beautiness, and you have to appreciate that. You don't have to be in comparison with any other in the world for no reasons. You don't have to. And don't be guilty, and don't feel guilty, because when you read the book and you read that Emily probably wanted to show to the photographers who took sexual assault to her, and they tried to touch her boobs, to touch her butt, and in every kind of that situation, you figure out that Emily wanted to prove herself that she was the better and she was the best in any kind of situation. But due to that, you don't have to reject your body. I mean, you now are so fucking famous. You now are so rich. You are so able to do what you want in your life. If you want to do like a movie, if you want to do like I don't know, but the world knows you now. You are so famous, and thanks to or not, thanks to your body or not, you have to deal with that, because your body was like a key for the world, a key to the world to know you, to know your beautiness. But you're not just a beautiful girl. You are also so intelligent. You are so smart. You talk about everything. You can talk about everything. And what made me sad was reading about all the photographers that pointed at you like someone that was very I don't know, but a dumb girl, simply a dumb girl and not so smart, until they started to talk to you. And this is very frequent in our society, because people judge other people just about their beauty and are not so interesting probably in what is inside the beauty. And it's a big deal we got to discuss and to face to struggle with in our society. And it's something very sad to think about, because it's like their relationships are very, I don't know, but superficial. They are so light and not so deep as we want to. And it makes me so disappointed when all the men that stares at your photos. And also there were a photographer that was talking about your way to do sex, just looking at the photo. And he said that, looking at the photo, I'm able to understand how you're going to fuck. What the fuck are you talking about? It's something very gross to tell to a girl. And yeah, but I know that probably all the men were so envious of you, of your body. Probably their mothers, their sisters, their women, their wives or their girlfriend were so beauty as you, and they were so envious, and they treated you like that. But it was so unpleasant and it was so sad. But I think that fortunately with this book you are now able to be proud of who you are, be proud of yourself. And now all the world knows you, not also for your beauty, but also for your intelligence, for your smart part, for your beauty, for your beauty outside, but also inside. You got a beautiful baby, and I hope you got the best in your life. Wish you all the luck and all the best. Emily, you deserve that. And so I always wanted to read this book, and finally I got the right time to do that in this holidays break. And I'm so happy to finally got the right reason to do that, and to find the right reason and find the right moment to do that in a very I read this book in 2 days. I couldn't stop reading that. It was so interesting, it was so well written, and it was so easy also to read, but hard dealing with all the emotion and feelings you got to spread in the book, especially, for example, when you talk about your first boyfriend, when he died and you were taking a plane, and you didn't know how to feel about that moment, because that guy assaulted you sexually, but at the same time was dead. So you were happy for something sad that happened to him, but it was so released because you didn't talk about what happened with him to anyone. And in that way, all the bad things he did to you flew away and went away with him in the sky. So yeah, everything come back. Karma is your boyfriend. Yeah, we can say that karma is your boyfriend, Emily. And hope you the best. I'm so sorry for what happened to with your husband, with your ex-husband. But I hope you could find the right person. I know that now you are scared of men. I know that, like me, you are scared because I had to face like something like that in my life, especially from when I was hanging out with a guy I was falling in love with, but he doesn't want to hear about me in any fucking way. But I was falling in love with him. I was so into him, but in a very sad ways, in a very, but weird way, that if I look back at me in those days, I don't recognize myself anymore. And I pointed at me and I judged me a lot of times. I don't know how I could be treated by that man in that way for so many years. And I got a sad episode I want to talk about, because I figured out that a lot of famous people got this problem. And for example, Emily got this photo shoot published without her consent of her naked pictures. And I remember I probably did a video with myself. I wasn't naked, but it was something like sexual talking about, and I was ashamed of that. But I sent to a man I was hanging out at the moment, and the video was spread towards his friends. And I didn't know why. I didn't understand at the moment why other of his friends started to text me now by the times. And after years, I got a special friend who was also aware of what happened to that video, because that fucking terrible, and I don't know what to call him, but gross man was doing to me, was spreading this video, share this video with his friends in a place where I was working. And fortunately I stopped working in that place, but that video was shared right now. And my friend after years find break to talk about what happened to my video, and I could understand why I got all the men that started texting me, want to meet me, want to going out, have dinner with me, and well, it was so terrible. I don't want to remember, because as Emily answer when they talk and when they ask, what do you feel when you think about that episode, or what do you feel when you listen to Blurred Lines song? She got to pass through it, and it's something that you don't want to remember. You don't want to, and you don't have to, so it's out of your mind. Like that episode happened to me. My video was shared with other men without my consent, without me unaware of that, and yeah, it's something I don't want to remember. But reading the book of Emily, I started to remember that, and I felt so guilty. But I was so young, I was so, I don't know, probably insane. I called myself insane. So also like fragile. I was doing anything to like be pleasure to and be wanted, be desirable for that man. Is the same as Emily did with all the photographers he got in front of her during the photo shoot. He wanted to be sexy, wanted to be desirable is the right word to call him. And yeah, it's probably something that happened to all the girls that wanted to be desirable by men. And yeah, also happened to me. I'm not the one. I probably will not be the last one. But be careful. What I can say is that you have to be a lot careful. And from that episode, I quit I never send any kind of, I don't know, virtual videos or photo of me to anyone. No man to any kind of man, any kind of girl. No one, because I'm not trust anyone since that episode that happened to me. And yeah, probably it would be a very important lesson I got to learn in my life, but thanks, that happened. And now in 2023 I can say that I'm so grateful that something like that happened, because I quit immediately doing that. And so I preserve myself. I could preserve myself from any other kind of episodes. And now I feel safe. Yeah, I learned the lesson, and I'm feeling safe, very proud of myself. And yeah, so I think I discussed a lot about this item, and I can play my guitar right now, because during these holidays I play a lot of guitars. I'm proving myself, even though I'm not taking lessons for the holiday break, but I got to leave you and be on my guitar. So bye, and hear you next time. Have a nice day.